after morning. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name. It's Graham. I've told you that a million times before. But, so yeah, hey, how are you doing? Nice. I am joined though by the man that we call BB.
Hello. Good morning. Well, good after morning. Sorry.
After morning. Yes. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. As mentioned, my name is Graham. This is BB. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true ice creamy fashion, this is the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Nice.
Thank you. No voice mod needed.
Yeah, nailed it. Absolute gravel. So we do go live at 10 a.m.-ish. It's kind of 10 a.m., but we fit in wherever we can. Anyway, it's important that if you are with us in the stream, you do get involved in the chat throughout the next hour or so, because we are live on Twitch, but we do turn the live stream into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play. So there is lots of places where people, over 105,000 of them, I might add, have watched and listened to this. Yeah, people listen to it, watch it, you get the idea. So if you get involved, they can get the ideas. Nice. Before we jump into the show, let me remind you that we do a loot drop. We give a subscriber a prize every month. This month, it was Old Bald Steve, a.k.a. the 40-year-old Nerd King. He has bagged himself one of these snazzy Ice Cream Uploads baseball caps just for being a subscriber to the channel. I don't think he was even a sub. He might have been a gifted sub. So tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s, or gifted subs, whatever. Everyone, primes as well, primes. You all get a chance to win a prize just for being a subscriber on the day we do the draw. This month's draw will be on the 7th of March. We haven't announced the prize yet. We will probably be doing that later this week or next week, so do keep your eyes on our social channels if you want to know what that is.
This is bullshit. Rigged.
This is bullshit. Rigged.
Yeah.
Nice timing. Or Nietzsche, your second love child. Well, he plays the game. Just confirm we don't actually rig stuff, but you know we will continue to push that meme because why not? So yeah, do welcome in. Anyway, babe, I'll read.
Good after morning, Graham. How are you doing? How is the chat doing? How is everybody else doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, nice. The thing is, actually, I've just realised I've just jumped into the big bib cam. I almost fit in your Skyrim picture frame.
Did you?
I'm almost.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah. In the preview, yeah, I can see it. Yeah. You know what? Right, I've just plugged my new camera in, right, and the light exposure, the light that's currently bouncing off my face because of this camera is unbelievable compared to the other camera that I've got set up now. It's baffling me how much different it is.
Yeah, so we were tinkering with cameras. We're changing stuff around. I said we were. Bibby was. I was just watching it. Bibby's changing his camera around, and he's got a nice, snazzy new camera. However, in setting up his camera, he unplugged his wavelength. And one thing you don't do before streaming is change your audio, even by accident. So we were ready to scoop about an hour ago, and then it was like, brrr. So yeah, it might have a snazzy new camera the next time we drop a stream. You never know.
Well, I mean, I can put it on now. I don't know. It shouldn't break anything because it's already there available. So this,
go on.
Famous last words. I mean, this one that I've got here now is like a fisheye lens, so you see the entire room. But the other camera that I've got doesn't do that. So let's see if this actually works. There we go. Did that come through?
I changed to the split screen because I was thinking, just in case it goes down, we've at least got something to look at. But look, see, such a much more natural light balance. Throw a look on that, and you are done. Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get like I'm gonna try one of them clippable lenses that you can just put onto your phone, just so I can get a bit more of the room, because like this is like half cut out now. You can't see if I mean, to be fair, it's got rid of the door, which was a massive problem for me because it's just a lot of dead space. But yeah, I much prefer this one. The lighting is just so much better.
I mean, dead space until you get the carbonite Han Solo thingy on it that you were on about the other day. So whatever, you know.
Yes, that's happening. Don't worry.
What? Bibby doing all the work and you watching? I know, what is this? 2021? God damn. Let's jump back through the chat and see who is with us, though. Let we jump back into the split screen. Take off the discussing now. Although you will have seen what we will be discussing if you've seen our social media posts. Shout out to Mr. Ilotos UK, the Triggermeister, who had some big old viewership this morning. He had like 100 people-ish watching him. All right.
Yeah.
Chill out. Ooh,
Show off.
Ooh, someone did an alert. I can't see who it is because I'm all the way down up at the top of the chat. But Lotus did that earlier on. An alert followed by exclamation mark PANTS. I shit my pants. I shit my pants. Shout out to Timeless. Gagad, good morning, gents. JMK, he. Morning all. Well, afternoon, actually, he. Lake, Tino, West. NGB's here as well. Hey, how are we all doing? Ads, Fatman Dave.
Congratulations.
How are we all doing? Congratulations.
Yeah, for Ben getting all of the Horizon Zero Dawn. Is it right? Hero word? World?
Forbidden West.
Forbidden West. Jesus. Yeah, I've never played either of them, but yeah, the content that
West out of the chat, like, it's forbidden. Get him out. Get out of here.
Yeah, the content that you guys put out for NGB is remarkable. Like, it's outstanding how much content you put out for that game. So GG's to you guys.
And speaking of Horizon, NGB in the chat says, Lego Horizon, Lego Horizon, Lego Horizon. Bib's looking like he's reaching for G's ear. Yeah, when he was tinkering the camera, just give me a little bit. Noob, hey, welcome in, Noob. How we doing, dude? It was rated by someone called Ratatata. I did actually see that. I had to scroll back up through the chat to make sure that is what actually happened. Because I was like, I saw someone like was it a Twitch partner. I was like, okay, is that where the raid came from? And then I was like, Ratatat, no way. So I had you on my screen, but at that point I was chatting to Bib, like sorting scoop stuff out. So I didn't see that it had happened until after it's happened, which is why it was probably about 3, 4, 5 minutes after the point I redeemed a Triggermeister in your stream because I was like, no way. So yeah, there you go. Nice. I mean, we did shout them out yesterday. I mean, Bibby just mentioned next gen basis content. We did shout it all out at the start of the stream yesterday. We kicked off yesterday's episode of The Scoop with a shout out to the work that NGB had put into covering Horizon Forbidden West. They had their review. We gave you the summary of that review and a link to the rest of it, plus a link to the full video. Who went and watched the video? Who went and watched it? If you didn't, we can drop in the link again so you can go and watch the full video. Even if you don't really watch video reviews, just go click on that, watch it through anyway, and hit a like. Don't even need to watch it. Just if it's not your thing, just watch it. Just all with the stats. Although it would be better if you do watch it. But you know what I'm saying. Give them the social media engagement, and it helps. Nice. I couldn't believe it. I know. Imagine. It's like me being raided by someone called I shit my pants. Nope. Anyway, we aren't talking about Horizon today, though. We are talking about a different game, a game that did come out on the PS4 and is now potentially coming out on the PS5. Not Horizon, but Cyberpunk 2077. The PS5 version is likely to be launching tomorrow, which was posted at 9:15 last night, which means it's likely to be launching today. Not just PS5 though, Xbox Series X and S. Do feel free to stick around. We'll go through that story first. Then we will have to check on Bibby, because as you can see just above his head, there is a Resident Evil poster, display just behind him, and it says in our next news story that Capcom is teasing new Resident Evil content. Something big is brewing. Excited, babe?
More than you could believe.
Oh, we can believe it. We can believe it. It's okay. Lost Ark's solution to queues in Europe, a whole new region of servers. So Lost Ark, we did talk about that yesterday, is huge. It's second biggest game on Steam in terms of concurrent players. Had problems, though. We do have an update on how they're looking to attack that. We also have an update on Ubisoft's employee situation. Ubisoft's A Better Ubisoft, hashtag A Better Ubisoft movement is basically saying that 200 days later, Ubisoft still a bit of a shit show. So we will go through that, and then we'll finish up with a nice little bit of crossover news that Nathan Drake and Chloe from the Uncharted series are both going to be appearing in Fortnite next week. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. God damn. But babe.
Yes.
Have you got Cyberpunk?
Can you see a little yellow box right there, Graham? Can you see that? Is that viewable?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Right there. I mean, I can guarantee at this moment in time you are probably reaching for the drawer, opening the drawer. A bit of cellophane starts to rattle as your fingertips touch the case and the cellophane combination. You are showing it towards the camera in about 3, 2, 1.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I am not going to reach down there for that drawer at all because it's already here.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was prepped and ready, but I appreciate. It's
audio description.
It's only because I got it out for the video that we put on social media, so I thought there's no point putting it back because we're going to be talking about this today. Is this the day when I open up this? Well, not just yet. But you never know. It could be the week that we open up this. Let me jump into the main story, though. If you haven't seen this before, this is written by Liam Croft at Push Square, and it said Cyberpunk 2077 PS5 version likely launching tomorrow with a tagline, "Back to Night City." So Cyberpunk 2077 developer CD Projekt Red plans to host a live stream tomorrow. Just a reminder, obviously, all mentions of tomorrow mean today, because this was yesterday. But it appears the cat might already be out of the bag. The PlayStation 5 version of the controversial RPG may be launching on the very same day. Over on the Xbox Series X and S, it's been spotted that the game tile is already appearing as optimized for the current gen consoles. It would be incredibly unlikely for the Polish team to leave out the PS5 version or delay it in some way, so it's looking likely that the updated version of Cyberpunk 2077 will arrive tomorrow or today. What's more, the official Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter has responded to the evidence with a meme GIF hiding itself. Let me play it on. I mean, Homer Simpson Into the Bush would have been better, but whatever. Okay, fine. CD Projekt Red didn't share any details on the live stream set for tomorrow when it made the announcement, but with the PS5 version slated for a Q1 2022 release and the recent uncovering of new key art for the game, all signs point towards an immediate release in the next 24 hours. The game will have a free PS4 to PS5 upgrade for anyone who owns the last gen version. Let me just take the screen down a second and hold it, and then we're back up again. Nice. We expect tomorrow's showcase will detail the enhancements the PS5 version brings, including frame rate and resolution boosts. If you don't know what time that live stream's at, it's at 3 p.m. GMT, so middle of the day. Will you be tuning in? Let us know in the comments. Bib, 3 p.m. tomorrow,
yes.
Will you be tuning in to this live stream? Do you expect to see Cyberpunk today?
Well, in an ideal world, no, because I've got a million other games to complete before I want to get through to this. But also, looking at the gaming calendar, Graham, they have chosen probably the worst time to bring this back out again, like to drop a PS5 and an Xbox Series S and X version of this game. I'm just going to go through February and March's calendar just for the guys at the back that potentially may have missed anything that's coming out within the next 45 days. Okay, so we started off February with Life is Strange Remastered, then Dying Light, then Sifu. Now we've got Horizon coming out on Friday, as well as Martha is Dead next week, and Elden Ring on the 25th, as well as The Evil Dead. We're not sure if that's going to be any good or not, but I know a few people have told me they are excited for that. Moving into the beginning of March, we've got Babylon's Fall, Gran Turismo 7, WWE 2K22, and Grand Theft Auto 5. Then, obviously, later on in the month, we've got Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. If you was to drop a version of a game that you want people to play, is dropping it in February or March out of the blue the best time for them?
It's baffling. It's baffling. I mean, there's nothing they can do, really, because, like, they've got it ready. They have a desire to fix their problems, so the better you get it out, the sooner you get out, the better. But it's like every niche has been covered. It's like, okay, what about open world RPG-ish sort of stuff? Okay, we've got Elden Ring, big MMO sort of thing. Okay. Well, some people that, I don't know, maybe play sports racing games probably won't be asked by Elden Ring, so they might, Gran Turismo, mate. Okay, what about combat games, like, you know, small fight, WWE's coming out. Okay. Okay, Elden Ring's MMO, like big story game, but on PC. So if we move away from Elden Ring then and go to consoles, what real story? Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, for fuck's sake. So every genre.
There's so many RPGs out at the moment. Like it's just, it's open world RPGs are just everywhere. Like you just you've waited this long, wait till April when there's a small gap in the market for you to be able to bring the game out. It just feels weird. I mean, we have done nothing but batter them for not bringing this game out in a decent enough state, and now we're saying, do you know what, mate, just hold off a little bit longer and you can give yourself half a chance for everybody else. But I don't know. I mean, people, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat that actually got rid of their copy or refunded their digital version of the game. But would this entice you to go back out and rebuy it again? Because me and Graham have sat on ours for 18 months. So we're happy to be able to pick it up and play it whenever we want at our own leisure. But if you've refunded it, is it going to get? Do you want to go back and play it again now? Now you've got the option to be able to play PS5 and Xbox Series X version?
Well, Timeless says there, I refunded the PlayStation version. Did you finish it, Timeless? Did you fight your way through and then get your money back? Did you just... never played it, I'll play it on the Series X. Oh, okay. So you will get it now. There is a Series X version of it, but you gave the PS version back. Ben comes at this from a slightly different perspective. Well, obviously, we are looking at this like generally from users' perspective, but we have a slightly different caveat in the fact that we look at things from a content creator perspective as well, as does Ben from Next Gen Base. He obviously donates his own time to games that he wants to play, but he also donates his time to games that he needs, air quote, to play, i.e. the games that will give him the content that Next Gen Base needs. So this is the key thing as well, is there is so much stuff coming out from a content perspective that Ben has put really crazy spot to stealth drop this update. Think I'll do some quick hashtag content on it, then move on. Completed at PC at launch, so yeah, not that fussy about playing it again. That's the thing. Him as a user, he's played it, he's done it. Him as a content creator, okay, it needs a column inch, but it doesn't command column inches.
Yeah.
So it is such a bizarre period. I mean, it's kind of like rock and a hard place, though. They don't release it, and the longer it goes, the less relevant it is. They do release it, and it's out soon, but nobody talks about it because there's all these other things, which makes it irrelevant. So they either post now, and it's irrelevant for nothing within their hands, or they post later, and it's irrelevant because they didn't do anything quick enough.
Yeah.
So it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. In that sense, they possibly are better off putting it out now, but the better solution would have just been not to release it in a broken state and had one of the most hyped game launches that actually worked. Maybe.
Yeah.
There's your case.
I've just had a look at how long to beat, just to get an idea. So if it is in the middle of your gaming calendar, you might be able to like squeeze it in maybe 2 or 3 hours at a time and get it done fairly quickly. Like for main story, they're saying on how long to beat, it's going to take you just over 23 hours, which in comparison to a lot of RPGs in an open world environment, that's not that bad, 23 hours. But if you want to complete it in terms of being like doing your side missions and stuff like that, you're looking closer to 60 hours, which is where I would assume this game would be anyway. So if you're just doing mainline story stuff without nipping around and doing all the side quest stuff, 23 hours. If you're looking to do it fully with all side missions, like the side missions are worth 30 hours, which is a hell of a long time to be able to play a game. It's basically playing Cyberpunk twice to get everything completed, which isn't a bad thing. Like, again, I always end up bringing up Skyrim, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know how long. I'm actually going to check now, like how long it takes you to do the mainline story quests. 25 hours is 25 and a half hours to do the mainline stories, which again for an RPG is not that bad. Like you'd be content with that, but to do that as well as all of the side quests, you're looking at 117 hours to do everything, collecting all the lore books and everything else that's around for you to be able to collect and do all of the little dungeons and shit. 212 hours. So
fuck this shit, I'm out.
So if you're comparing them for an RPG open world-ish type game, it kind of is like for like in mainland story stuff, which I imagine most people probably would go for. Like, unless you are heavily invested in that particular world and the storyline and the characters, you might end up going for all the side mission stuff. But if you are just looking to get in, enjoy the storyline for what it is, the main quest line, 23 and a half hours, you can't really grumble with that. I think that's a decent enough chunk of the game. providing that you're playing it and it's bug free and it's actually an enjoyable experience. I couldn't imagine trying to play 60 hours of the game that it was in its original state if I still had a PlayStation 4. That would be torture.
How long to beat Jedi Fallen Order? That is main story. Average is about 17 hours. So it's not too far. I mean, main plus extra is about 22 hours, so 23. So it's about the same-ish, a bit longer than Jedi Fallen Order, which I thought was a really, really good sort of game for me. So I'm quite happy with that amount of time. I'm happy that it's not. I mean, I'm not gonna do. JMK did ask how long to platinum, though. So Bibbs is giving that. It's about 60 hours ish. I'm not a platinum person. I have 2 platinum trophies. One of them is PUBG, and the other one is made by Next Gen Base, and it's right here in my hand. There you go. That is the only other platinum trophy that I have. Exclamation mark 3D in the chat if you want that, by the way. Yes. I'm not going to platinum it. 23 hours, though, that is good. Even just the other day, Danielle was saying, is there any other games that we can play? And I actually have tons of games. It's just a matter of like finding the time where we can play through them in a big stint. Because Timeless says, if I was young, 23 hours would be 2 and a bit days for me in terms of playing. Yeah, but big 6-8 hours stints, bosh, 10 hours-ish, whatever, and fly through them. Nice. It's usually, for me, about 2 to 4 hours, depending on what time I get home, what time we've eaten, what time we get it on, kind of thing. So Star Wars, actually, it took me about 2 weeks to complete. Although I did have a week break in the middle of that, so it was more like 3 to 4 weeks-ish. But it was about 2 weeks to play to complete at about 2 to 3 hours a night. This would probably be the same thing. And so I need a couple of weeks where there's no big content drops, no big announcements, no need to do PUBG dailies, and this week is perfect for that because there is no content. Content nice. Big fan of the content. There's no content in PUBG right now, so this is actually perfectly timing for me. That said, there is a lot of other games that I have in the backlog that I will put against this. So it's like, do we play Cyberpunk? Do we play all the rest? So we'll see.
If I send you this link into the chat, it comes up with Cyberpunk and then goes into a list of like popular games that people are searching for at the moment. Like, this will give you an idea. It's a very good website, this, by the way. If not, I'm talking to people like you've never seen this site before. But if you got an idea of how long it will take you to complete a game, this is definitely the website for you, because it gives you an idea of if you're going through the main storyline or if you want to complete it to its fullest. Like people put this information in for your benefit to give you an idea of how long it'll take to complete. So if there's a game that's like 200 hours in there and you don't have that, it might not be worth you playing it at any time soon until you know you have got that particular time on you. Like the Elden Ring stuff is going to be huge, like Timeless said. That, yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be quite a lengthy game, but at this moment in time, no one's put any time into it, so you can't see it. But like the Cyberpunk thing, it comes up and then gives me a games list, so I don't know if it does that for you.
I've got a full list of games here, so let me put this on screen. Oh, fuck off with your consent options. I didn't want your cookies, which is why I've just pressed no on them.
Bloodborne took you around 70 hours. Is that including side missions and stuff?
Let me refresh this dog shit. More options. Close. Opt out. Go away, Ziff Davis. You ain't getting my cookies.
It's going to kill my social life, says Timeless, with an open world Souls game. Yeah, like Lake says, I just reserved Xbox version of Cyberpunk from a library for a test drive. Interesting.
There we go. So I've got, like, it's got 52,000 games on there.
Arceus,
that's the one. God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Witcher, Tomb Raider, Hades, and so on. Did not realise that, just had a quick scroll down, that Portal's only 3 hours. I've never played the Portal games. So it's only 3 hours. What the fuck? That's one day.
The second one was a little bit more substantial. It had a lot more to do in it. But yeah, like these popular games that you're looking at, like Red Dead Redemption, 49 hours to do the mainline quest, which nearly 50 hours worth of content for your mainline stuff. That's a huge chunk of your time. I mean, I'm talking from my experience now. Before having child, I would have been able to knock this out pretty quickly. But obviously now I don't have as much time as I used to have. So having short bursts, unless it's something that I'm really invested in, like I'm waiting to get into Cyberpunk. I've been looking forward to that game for the longest time. And I think having 23 hours, I can probably do that in about 3 weeks, which I'd be able to do that in a quarter of the time historically. But yeah, it's just... the Grand Theft Auto one, 31 hours. It didn't feel like I was playing that game for 31 hours when I was doing the mainland story. I imagine most people probably feel the same. Dying Light 2, 21 hours for the mainland story. That feels short, but considering it was 500 hours 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's for everything, though, isn't it? Yeah, completionist, 91 and a half hours is what it says for most people to get to completionist. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, 49 hours. Completionist, 172 hours. Is the story worth 49 hours? It wasn't for me. I didn't finish it. I will go back and finish it, but it was just, I was like 20 odd hours in and I thought, so yeah.
Witcher's good, 51 hours. That's nice.
That is a chunk. I mean, if the story is good, then 51 hours is 51 hours. Red Dead, I stopped playing because it was 49 hours and I didn't feel like it was worth 49 hours. Horizon Zero Dawn is a commitment at 30 and a half hours. I played about 2 to 3 and stopped. And then I think we were playing it on stream when I first played it, and then tried to play it off stream, did the same bit again. Stopped, and I stopped at just the wrong point. I reckon if I'd have got another couple of hours in, it'd have clicked. But the first couple of hours, it's very much you're running around, you don't really know what you're doing, you're trying to get used to your weapons and stuff. And I was like, okay, I don't dislike it, but I'm not hooked. So I stopped playing it, and then it was a case of, oh shit, I've got to learn the fucking crossbow. So
The Witcher's on Nintendo Switch as well. Like, you're getting a game that's got 51 hours worth of mainline story on the Nintendo Switch. It's crazy that we're living in this world now. It's mental.
Yeah, but if it's good stuff, then by all means. But if it's not, then I'd jump back up. Then Nietzsche says, all I've heard is PUBG. Nice.
Nietzsche is a bike seat sniffer.
Nice one, thanks for that, Basin. Really crazy spot to... I've done that one. Refunded. No, we've gone past that. Not gonna lie, it was so much more fun after I found a bunch of cheats and blasted through the late game. That's a great shout for Cyberpunk. It's better when you're not playing it properly. Yikes. But I've heard similar sort of things, that it's not a bad game, it's a decent game, but it could be better. And if cheats are what give you that different experience to give it a little bit more oomph, then that's what can push it from being an 8 to a 9 experience kind of thing. Yeah, maybe not 10 because you'd have to do cheats to get there, but yeah. I just reserved the Xbox version of Cyberpunk from my library for a test drive. Nice. Dying Light is 500, says Timeless. Yes. Not so much anymore. 90-ish is what people are saying on How Long to Beat. Never played Portal. Next Gen Base has left the chat, and it's fine if you want to gatekeep someone's playtime. That's fine. Next Gen Base. We just showing your true colours now. I've never played Portal. Never played Portal 2. I've never played any of them. Not from choice. Just one of those things. Whereas I was fully into what would it have been at that time? Probably the Modern Warfare, the COD sort of stuff. That was just a distraction for me at that point in time. So it was like, I'll get round to it, and then we're two and a half generations later on. So nah. Forbidden West took me 30 hours to finish, 50 hours to platinum. Well, it's not going to be a platinum for me. That's for certain. If it takes 20 hours for a platinum, I'm no. Not gatekeeping. We should play the fuck out of those games. I mean, the fact that the 3 hours and 8 hours or 9 hours or whatever it just said, I've seen Portal 2 as I scrolled. 8.5 and 3 hours. That's 11.5 hours for 2 separate games. That has my attention. I mean, only because of how difficult life is when you're multitasking between having a personal life, having a work life, having a stream life, and then playing games for enjoyment. Portal then is like, ooh, okay, that's interesting, because that's not going to take me 6 weeks in and amongst everything else. And then
unless you think like me, because it's all puzzle based, and if you get stuck on one of those hours are going to start ramping up.
Plus, Bibby then also has the extra juggling element of a whole human being that is entirely dependent on him. So yeah, that's 12 weeks minimum kind of thing. Yeah. They're coming to Switch later in the year. Yeah, Switch is one of those. Like, if I can play it on a device, I'm just going to play it on my TV. Chances are I'm going to be in my home anyway, so I can put my Switch on the TV, but it'll probably look and play better on my whatever else. So yeah, my Switch doesn't really get used right now. So, yeah, deprioritized. But my PS5 gets used quite a lot, which is good news, because CD Projekt Red have almost confirmed-ish that Cyberpunk 2077's PS5 and Xbox Series X versions are going to be here today. That will be confirmed in about 2 hours and 12 minutes, as CD Projekt Red have a 3 p.m. live stream where that is expected to be announced. We know it's shit to give the news before it announces, but that's what it is. The news is that it's probably going to be confirmed at 3 p.m. today. Do feel free to join them for that live stream. We will give you the recap tomorrow on Wednesday's episode of The Scoop. But for now, let's put a pin in CD Projekt Red and move into something that, Bibby, you're probably going to have to try and keep yourself like G'd up for this. I know it's not really a conversation area where you like to get involved with, but I'll fly through it just so that you don't have to struggle on too long. Joshua Henry at the Gamer says Capcom teases new Resident Evil content. Something big is brewing. So something is happening over in Raccoon City. A new teaser on Twitter claims an announcement will be made soon regarding the Resident Evil series. While this announcement could be several things, the most likely suspects involve news on an upcoming remake or the reveal of some suspected DLC. Luckily, fans won't have to wait long, as the news will be revealed sometime on February the 15th, which, check the calendar, is today. Ooh, even more news today. Exciting times. So news of the announcement comes from the Japanese Twitter account for Resident Evil. Early on Valentine's Day, they tweeted out 2 posts, one in Japanese and the other in English. The translation reads, "Oh, there's something suspicious." Okay, it's not quite well translated, but we'll go with it anyway. I'll read it as it is. Okay. "Oh, there's something suspicious activity going on at the Resident Evil portal. It seems that this was the reason why all the staff around me worked busy lately. There's something going on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Japanese Standard Time, I'm assuming, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we hope you all enjoy it." I don't actually know what time that is for us, but yeah, something is happening today. Nice. The tweet.
The next 24 hours.
Yeah, let's go. The tweet was accompanied by a mostly obscured image. The red and black appearance is reminiscent of the franchise's "You Are Dead" screen, and a few letters can be seen. Behind the words "history" and "coming soon," the Resident Evil 2 logo is displayed along with some other obscured images and words with, quote, "history" displayed at the top as a header. This news may be a compendium of sorts for fans to read through the zombie-infested city's history. However, one of the more popular theories about what this announcement is involves the series' most recent entry, Resident Evil Village. With news of DLC for the game already confirmed by Capcom last year, many feel that this will finally reveal what type of DLC we will be getting. Here is hoping for more Castle Dimitrescu, or Dimitrescu, or Dimitres, or whatever goodness. Another popular theory running around the internet is that this news will concern the rumoured Resident Evil 4 remake. While Capcom has not made an official announcement regarding the remake, several outlets are reporting that the studio is deep in development on it. This announcement may be an official reveal for the remake everyone seems to desperately want. This announcement comes after a mysterious time appeared on Capcom's website. We'll pause there. We don't really need to go into too much rappy-uppy stuff. But for now, Bib, lots of rumours.
Rumour mill is in full force.
Which means lots of content. 4 p.m. Japan was 7 a.m. here. Okay, is this news out yet? Or is it 7 a.m. tomorrow then?
I'm guessing tomorrow, because I've seen nothing on social media, and the amount of Resident Evil accounts that I follow, I would have seen something this morning.
Okay, interesting. Capcom has teased new content. Lots of rumours discussed in this. What do you feel it might be?
I've got a feeling that it's going to be some more Village stuff, which, do you know what? The longer I've sat on it, it was literally a year ago. I think I tweeted it out on Friday. It's been a year since the game came out, which I've had a lot of time to sit on it. I've had a lot of time to go over in my head whether or not I think it was a top-tier Resident Evil game. And originally, when I played through it, I thought, this is very entertaining. It's decent enough. The gunplay was fantastic. It moved up a step from Resident Evil 7, which I think was the bar for getting us back into survival horror in a Resident Evil game. I feel like that game did everything that you would want from a survival horror Resident Evil game. It went back to its roots. After 4, 5, and 6, the tide has turned back. and 8 did everything better than 7, which is what you'd want. The map was a bit bigger. There were certain areas that had a lot of depth to it, like House Benevento. I had to Google it just to make sure that I was saying it right. Benevento. I'm still getting it wrong, but that house lives rent free in my mind. And then obviously the Castle of Dimitrescu. I'm not going to talk about the Heisenberg sewer fights and stuff like that. Fighting on a lawnmower was not my idea of a decent Resident Evil game, but overall, after the podcast me and Asim did this time last year, I was satisfied that we got a decent enough game, apart from the Chris Redfield part of it, which was basically just like playing Doom. Hordes of zombies coming towards you, you need to get rid of them. Yeah, like that. It felt like I was playing a completely different game. And that's the one part of the game, as well as a Heisenberg fight, that let me down, and I was bitterly disappointed with that. Everything else, I want to see more of that. I mean, this is a spoiler. In fact, I'm not even going to say it. Like, there's something that happens in this game that you won't. The plot can't continue. So I don't know what the DLC will contain, because by now with Resident Evil 7 we would have had 3 pieces of DLC, and then the substantial part of No More Heroes, I think, was the Chris Redfield one, as well as like the little mini party games that you would have had in the house, in the Baker house. What I'm scared shitless of is that this is going to be Resident Evil Resistance.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew.
That is the only thing that seems to be fallen by the wayside and no one's talked about. I feel like they're getting everyone's hopes up, and that Resistance is going to be this, because they still haven't released it yet.
Imagine that. This is like the Team 17 sort of situation where the social teams are like, okay, don't mention NFTs, and everyone upstairs are like, NFTs, baby. In this case, the social team do not mention Reverse, Resistance. Nobody wants that shit. Don't push that.
In Fallout Towers, isn't it? Don't mention the war. Like, just don't mention it. Like, forget about it. Like, it's inside of your case. Like, people have binned it. No one wants it anymore. I offered to give it away, and no one wanted it. No one wanted the code for Resistance. No one cares enough for it. So yeah, just I hope to God it isn't that, because it will piss me off something rotten. But again, Resident Evil 8, I've had a lot of time to sit on it, and I have thoroughly the overall experience was fantastic. And again, I might go back and watch the interview, the conversation and podcast that me and Asim did on that, because I want a refresher course before anything else comes out about it. So I might do that today at some point. But overall, if I can get some more Resident Evil, I want to talk about it. I know it's been a year, and people probably should have played it by now if they hadn't, because I do want to go into a little bit more about it, but I can't. Because I want you to play. I want you to play 7 and play this, because I know you liked Resident Evil 2. I don't think you played 3 yet, have you?
No, I've not played 3. I did. I'm not going to play Village, but I did watch you play Village. I watched you finish Village, so I've seen how Village ends.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I mean, these are fantastic games. If you can pick them up to next to nothing. 7, you definitely can. They've given it away. They're basically giving it away at this point. But I want to see more.
I mean, it's interesting that there is a lot of fans clamoring for a Resident Evil. What was it? Is it 4 remake? The one with what's it?
Leon.
Leon, yeah, with his full-on John Connor Terminator 2 centre parting haircut. Like, that's like you're in the middle of
coming back, baby.
You're in the middle of a zombie takeover, and you've got the most perfect Hanson Mbop hairstyle the world has ever seen. Where's the sweat? Where's the cuts and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So. Like, it's good to see that people want that, because people enjoyed Resident Evil 2 Remake. They enjoyed Resident Evil 3 Remake, even though there was content missing. They enjoyed Resident Evil Village, even though it wasn't that there was content missing, but by some extension of that, there kind of was content missing, because you were led into, it's Lady Dimitrescu, or however you want to pronounce it. I thought it was Dimitrescu, like, you know, the footballer.
Yeah, I did.
But apparently it's not. But anyway, her, the lady woman, the big old lady. Like, everyone thought there was tons of that content. No, it turns out that lasts about 8 minutes. But still,
half an hour worth of content.
Yeah. So the fact that people want to see more of that, which it's all great stuff for the whole Resident Evil franchise. Because like I look at this from, I'm not a Resident Evil fan. I'm Resident Evil agnostic. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I quite enjoy it. I'm probably more towards a fan than a hater. I am more towards. I enjoy the games and I will play them. They aren't my. I'm not sat with a Resident Evil 2 display above my head. Put it that way. That is definitely Bibby's kind of forte. But seeing so many people that are kind of similar to me that want more content for Resident Evil 2 or 3 or a new 4 or more village content, that means that they've had multiple games that, yeah, they might not be 10 out of 10 games, but they are games that people want more experiences for or to jump back in with more. So whatever it's going to be, no doubt it's going to be exactly what the people want, unless it is Resistance or Reverse. And at that point in time, it's like, oh, you've just done yourselves dirty. You have a shelf full of titles that you can just pick off and hand to the consumer, and they'll be like, yep, we'll take a bit more of that content, please. And then on the end, in that tatty, battered shelf, like book cover, is just Reverse and Resistance clinging to each other like, please, just put me out of my misery. It's like, nope, this is the one. No, if you do that, you've shot yourself in the foot. Don't do it.
But at bottom of the barrel expectation is we're going to see something from Resistance, which I can't be asked with. Top of the list of things that I want to see is a new Resident Evil Outbreak or something of that ilk. Something, whether or not they call it that, I don't know. But as I thought, like the 4-player version of a game where it's meaningless characters that you never even heard of them before. They're there to serve a purpose. 4-player action game. One person might be a police, like Outbreak. One person might be a police officer, very good with using a gun. One person might be a medic, can carry more first aid spray. One might be really good at lock picking. Like having a team game like that in Resident Evil universe, I think we're crying out for that. I think that would be fantastic. People have been clamoring for a new Outbreak, so that would be top of the list expectations, closely followed by Resident Evil 4, which I can give or take at this moment in time. There's been more HD remakes of that game than Skyrim, and that's saying something.
Bibby's top of the list expectation would be Outbreak. There's his reality. Outbreak, resistance. Nice, let's go.
Yeah. We get there eventually. Scenic route, but we get
there. That's not what we want. Yeah. But we'll see. It's supposed to be revealed sometime on February the 15th. Japan is closer. It's east, so east gets time before us. I know that's like the butchering way of saying it, but Australia, Fiji, Samoa, those parts of the world are the bits that celebrate New Year's early, and Asia's the same area, so that Asia's in front of us, right? It's not behind us, is it? I don't know. So if anyone can confirm that, because if it is in front of us, then that should have been at 7 a.m. this morning. If I've got that completely wrong and it's actually behind on the clock, but I don't think it is, because that's like...
Yeah, I thought it was in front of us.
Yeah, it's like one of the Hawaiian islands is the last time zone on the planet, and that's the complete other side of the Pacific Ocean, so it has to be early, surely. Yeah, exactly. So I thought so. Yeah, you're right for once, G. What you mean? I showed you my Wordle this morning. I've been right 100% of the time, and I've got a longer streak than you, Gagad. So just say, yeah. Although you weren't wrong either, you just missed a day. But it's fine. I thought so. So it should have been 7 a.m. this morning. The only reason I started to unpick my own theory then was the fact that if their 4 p.m. JST is the equivalent to 7 a.m. for us, then that should have been announced like 8 hours-ish ago. Which, if that is the case, where is it? Have they just gone, okay, it's going to be announced at 4 p.m. ish? Have they thrown in an ish? Is that what it is? I mean, because if that is the case, Capcom, I mean, it's all right for us to have the ish, but we work in the games industry and do this on the side. That is just you working in the games industry. Sort the shit out. God damn.
It's just Valentine's Day stuff on their Twitter accounts from Monster Hunter. So yeah, nothing's been announced yet. So let's just sit on this one.
Oh dear, I'm not going to click on the article, but I will read the URL. This came out at 8:45 this morning on NintendoLife.com. Capcom's suspicious Resident Evil tease was just a website update. Oh, imagine if that's what it is.
Imagine?
When there's all of this, the Gamer.com are talking about the whole spectrum of rumors, we've just covered it, and it's just they've updated the website, then that is terrible. Community management, content management, social media marketing, whatever angle you come at it, PR, that is a basic PR blunder if that is what it is. I hope it's not. We will, if there is any updates tomorrow, then that's not what it is. If there isn't, then that's all it is, and it's terrible PR, and we've just turned our backs on it. Okay, so yeah, if we talk about Resident Evil tomorrow, you know that there was a good update. If we don't, they done goofed.
Yeah, I might just post a GIF of me crying or something like that. I don't know.
Jumping back through the comments, James K says, "Hey, 8 minutes with a woman can be a very long time for some people." That's true. That's true. They are in front. We've got that one. Nice. The announcement looks to be that they added all titles to its dedicated website. God. But if they get something at 5 in the afternoon, we'll get it hours later. Half price chocolate day. Hey! It is a half price chocolate day. Nice. Classic Japanese social media management. Yep, fun times. I'll post the site link in the scoop for you. Nice. Drop it in. What we will do, though, now is put a pin in that and jump into a conversation that we started yesterday, and we've got a little bit of an update. Sherif Saed at VG247 has this story that says, Lost Ark solution to ridiculous queues in Europe, a whole new region of servers. So the Lost Ark queue situation is particularly egregious in Europe, but Amazon is working on a major solution. The success of Lost Ark was never in question, but the size of it has seemingly taken everyone, including Western publisher Amazon Games and developer Smilegate, by surprise. Through its pre-sale and early access launch, Lost Ark attracted over 500,000 players in a day. The pressure to have a good public launch on Friday was mounting, and Amazon had to delay it by a few hours to ensure it can accommodate the expected surge of new players. But it wasn't enough. Lost Ark peaked at a staggering 1.3 million players over the weekend, enough for queues to be increasingly long, with thousands of players stuck waiting their turn to play. Queues could last several hours. Nowhere is this more prevalent than Europe, where Lost Ark appears to be much more popular than North America and other regions. To help deal with this, Amazon is not just adding a new batch of servers, it's entirely adding an entirely new region within Europe. This comes by the way of the game's official site, where Amazon confirmed that the new region will be separate from Central Europe, the only existing collection of servers in the continent. Quote, due to the game's architecture, this is the only way to accommodate more players in Europe, so it's a joint effort between Amazon Games and Smilegate RPG, the post explains. While this is great news for players who have yet to actually create a character and join the fun, it unfortunately means that those who do will not be able to enjoy cross-region gameplay with their friends on Central Europe servers. This also goes for other region-wide features, since this new cluster will effectively be its own region. Things like Royal Crystal and Silver Royal Crystal and Silver... Is that two? Don't know what these things are. Okay, I'm going to call them two things. I could be wrong. Things like Royal Crystal and Silver balance will not be shared with the existing European cluster. Amazon did not say when we can expect this new region to launch, only that it's working 24/7 to get it up and running. If you're anxious to start your own journey in Arcesia, or you manage to get in and enjoy the game, we've got a solid batch of guides that will help you in a multitude of ways. Nice. GG's VG247. With the content we like to see. Do we like to see an entirely new server region, though? It's quite a good technological thing, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, usually we're the last to be able to get stuff like this. We just have to grin and bear it. So it's nice that they're adding stuff over there for us. I mean, Europe's huge, but America, in terms of pound for pound person, not weight, but I just mean in terms of their graphical space and the amount of people that are in there, is way bigger. Like it makes sense to look after them first. We always end up getting the rough end of the stick, but this is great. I'm yet to start this game. Mike and Willis have been playing it, and they're already on a server, so I probably won't be playing with them unless these new servers free up more space for everyone and their server becomes a little bit more free and vacant. So a little bit annoying that you can never transfer characters between servers. I've always thought that's a bit dumb. Like, I understand you've created something on a particular place and it has to be referenced at all times there, but there should be something where you can go through the rigmarole of, I don't know, filling out a form or a character transfer form and you can just go from here to here. And if there's space, you're good to go. If there's not, you're gonna have to wait until space opens up. Or just something like that. Just make it a little bit easier and user friendly.
Yeah,
but
I always find things like that bizarre. If we can get cross-play and cross-progression in things like Call of Duties and so on, or Fortnite is the best example on Switch, PCs, and so on, your account progression continues and so on, then Amazon owns server systems. Like, they provide web services to millions, billions probably of people around the world. Surely their game is one of them that will be able to have cross-progression in that sort of sense, right? Clearly not. Clearly not. It is bizarre. I mean, applause to them for having a solution this quickly and going, fuck it, we'll just set up an entirely new server hub, get it all connected into the game. Maybe that is something that that cannot usually be done quickly. Okay, we'll just add new service to the game. Many of your favorite long-term live service games will have had good or bad times switching servers, and it's usually a center point piece. Like PUBG is an example I will always throw out. They have changed their servers on a few occasions. Sometimes good, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And that it's kind of been that. They've moved to like Texas, I think, at one point, which helped a lot of people in NA. But I remember people like the doc. It was either when they moved to Texas, they made it shit for him because it moved it halfway across the country, which for us, halfway across the country is 2 hours. For the doc, halfway across the country is like 2 days later kind of thing. So his ping went from being like 9 milliseconds to 70, which is huge in terms of a jump. So games having multiple server locations is something that they prepare for. They have to prep for. They have to build in, okay, this is when we're going to do the migration. We're going to do all sorts of testing and stuff like that. So if they can set up an entirely new region, like off the cuff, maybe they're not. Maybe they've been planning this. Maybe this is one of their disaster recovery sort of prevention things that they've already had in place. You just hope that down the line they figure out a way to turn your account into a portable series of ones and zeros that the European server that they've set up can recognize, but then you can just log into the central European server and then it can read your account string, which has all of the metadata of, okay, you set your account up here, you play as this account, you fired this many bullets, you've got this much stuff. It will be a long string of data to say exactly what your account is, but in terms of, it won't be, if it's just in ones and zeros, because that's effectively what everything is, super simplified, it won't be a monumental account. Surely that is something that they can do. I don't know, maybe not, clearly not, because they can't do it yet. What do I know?
If they do, they might charge you for it. Like that, there is games out there that you can be charged for stuff as like it, but having an extra character in a game because it requires more server space, you will have to pay for that privilege. Like I imagine if there was server space elsewhere and you wanted to play with your friends and spaces become open, people will probably pay the £5 or £10 it would cost them to move their character over to a different server, and that's an easy way of them being able to make money. But yeah, the fact that they can't do it at all is a little bit baffling, especially when it's your own servers. Like, just it's very easy for me, who has no degree in creative video games, to say just fucking do it, mate.
Yeah, just
do it. Just make it happen. Like, give the people what they want. I mean, very easy for me to be able to say that.
If you were console locked by servers and stuff, that gets a little bit more difficult. That said, to reference the same game again, PUBG, I can play on my European account. Jobs are good in that. But then if I want to play with, so we've played with Candy Bear, who plays on the on American servers, and we don't meet in games because we play European games. She plays American games. She jumps into our lobby. She becomes a European player and will play in European games. She therefore has extremely high ping when she plays with us, and vice versa, because it's like a long distance phone call, effectively a long distance video game. But PUBG can do that on console and on PC just via the use of VPN. So if PUBG can do it, surely, it's this. What is it? You own the web servers? What? So yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it should be something. I mean, should
it should work,
and coulda is two different things. So
again, we've not 1 degree between two of us in video game design.
Not a little bit. I mean, on the flip side, PUBG also charges you money to have a second outfit. So, I mean, they clearly could do stuff as well that Fortnite does. Fortnite goes, you want 20 pre-made outfits? Yeah, fill your boots. PUBG goes, well, you can have the one that you've got on, but if you want to get changed, you have to go off into the wardrobe, take your clothes off and put new clothes on. But if you want to just change it on the flight, yeah, we will charge you for that facility. And not charge you once to unlock the second slot. We will charge you £3 or whatever it is to unlock it for this month. And if you want a second slot next month, £3 there as well. Terrible. But anyway.
That's a good segue into something Fortnite related, that, if I'm being honest.
It does. Speaking of Fortnite and skins, well, do you know what? If you do want to set up another skin slot, well, good news. Uncharted's Nathan Drake and Cloe are coming to Fortnite next week, both the game and movie versions of the characters. This is written by Stephany Nunneley at VG247, and it says Fortnite players will soon be able to grab some Uncharted skins for their characters. Epic Games recently released a teaser for the next collaboration for the game, and when you guess the correct answer, a video appears showing off some Uncharted. Okay, I don't understand what that's going about, so I'm going to skip past that. According to the video, the Uncharted collaboration starts next Friday on February the 17th. The skins are Nathan Drake from Uncharted 4 and Cloe from The Lost Legacy. There are skins of both characters from the Uncharted film as well. You can switch between both styles in your locker. The Chloe Fraser outfit is sold with Chloe's backpack bling. On top of the Nathan Drake outfit and Chloe Fraser outfit, there will also be other accessories. These include the second-hand saber pickaxe, Parashurama pickaxe, Sully's new seaplane glider, and an update journal emote. According to the video, after Nathan Drake spends some time on the island, he'll leave behind some treasure maps. If you come across Drake's maps on the island, they will guide you to the buried treasure, which you can dig up with your pickaxe. Sounds fun? Who wouldn't want to run as our favourite swashbuckling hero for a while, right? I mean, imagine being able to play as Nathan Drake in a battle royale game. That sounds like something that would interest me, and it's exactly what I do in PUBG. Nice. Tom Holland's Fortnite. I mean, that's what it's becoming, right? I mean, this is quite an easy dub for Epic. Get some PlayStation skins with Nathan Drake, and okay, you want the movie tie-in as well? Okay, we'll get some partnership from Sony, and we just reskin the Tom Holland face that's already in the game, and just put him in a nice khaki, relaxed long sleeve top. Jobs are good and easy does it. Does this interest you, babe?
Not really, no.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not, Graham. It's not at all. I mean, we mentioned it 1,000,001 times in this podcast. Fortnite is the Funko Pops of Battle Royales. Like, there isn't a skin in the game that hasn't been readily available. Like, I think that's it. There's nothing left in this world that hasn't got a Fortnite skin in there.
I see you, Jason. And I mean, that top that you're wearing there, babe, I've not seen that in Fortnite.
Yes. Yeah, maybe this time next year when everyone stops playing it, we'll get asked if we want to have a skin in there. I mean, they've had Ninja, Bibby and Graham next.
I mean, this is actually it's actually a little bit heartbreaking. We're not really supposed to mention it, but they did ask us to be the first skin within Fortnite for streamer skins, and we actually had plans. It was like McDonald's breakfast wrap something or other. We had to get to McDonald's for our breakfast wrap that morning, so we said no. So instead, they went to Ninja and put Ninja in as the first creator, which is nice for Ninja. We're happy to pass that on to him. Don't tell anyone, secret, obviously. But yeah, one day.
Maybe we get Tommy to like mock us up a spoof one. Like, if he can try and get us as Fortnite assets, which I imagine will be quite difficult. Just imagine, get our jacket, but we've not even got a creator code. get our hats, get our jerseys. We still don't have a creator code. Fuck. My inbox would be fucking massive. You would never miss.
Just reskin Venom.
You would never miss. Christ.
Asim has confirmed that it's definitely just a website update for Resident Evil. Yikes. All they could have done, and it's just like, we've updated our website. Great. Nice. Horrible.
I think I put it in our Discord. There is a countdown video that's going on that has 5 days and 16 hours left on it. But I don't know what it is yet.
Let's not get excited.
No. Yeah.
Let's just keep Like, manage our own expectations because other people aren't managing them for us. It could be good, but for now, it could also sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. It could be that one. So we will manage the expectations. Noob says, I play most of my PUBG games on the NA server because of the time/people I play with. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And it's cool that you can do that. They're super accessible. Okay, you are playing on a multi-platformed, multi-region platform, should I say, with PlayStation and or Xbox, but you can play in multiple different regions. Not all games do allow that on PlayStation and or Xbox. So the fact that some games do it mean it is possible. It's just down to the technical limitations of that game and what that is operating on, which that's fine. But it's just the fact that it's a game that's been backed by Amazon. It's not developed by Amazon. It's not like Crucible, which was developed by Amazon. This was published by Amazon, at least in the West, kind of thing. It is developed by Smilegate, I think it is. Lost Ark, this game, by the way, if you want to just tuned in. But the fact that it does have Amazon's might behind it, and they're looking at solutions, and Amazon's solution is not to just like, oh, let's create a new region and then allow them all to play together that way. It's just let's create a new region and segregate it. Maybe that's what's needed, though. Maybe that's what's needed. Create a new region and segregate it whilst we get balance, and after the bubble has burst, we can then look at allowing people to play together. Maybe. Who knows? We will see. We will see. Okay, we are gonna jump through two very, very quick things now. The one of them is quick because it's bad news and we don't really want to focus on how shit they are being, and the other one is quick because Ben has just shared it with us in the chat. The first one is written by Chris Scullion at VGC. After 200 days, employee group A Better Ubisoft says none of its demands have been met. Management are either accidentally ignorant or simply don't want to listen. A new statement reads. Strong words. So we have a header asset that says 200 days later, hashtag A Better Ubisoft, hashtag end abuse in gaming. The body of the article, though, says, a group of Ubisoft employees campaigning for improved working conditions has publicly criticised the company for what it claims is continued inaction. Last summer, the group, which calls itself A Better Ubisoft, released an open letter to its employer calling for, quote, real fundamental changes in the wake of sexual misconduct, harassment and discrimination revelations. Signed by over 1,000 current and former staff, it accused Ubisoft's management of offering, quote, nothing more than a year of kind words, empty promises, and an inability or unwillingness to remove known offenders. The group has now tweeted a statement claiming that 200 days have passed since that open letter and that Ubisoft management has failed to meet any of its demands. According to the statement, staff were emailed an internal video by Chief People Officer Annika Grant, which gave the results of Ubisoft's global employee satisfaction survey for the past year. However, the statement claims that Grant's presentation was not only very brief, but incredibly opaque, with the entire survey summarised as 6 talking points, 3 positive and 3 negative. The statement also says, in an email on December the 14th, Annika said that 71% of employees feel comfortable being ourselves at work. What wasn't acknowledged was how many feel we have to hide our true selves for fear of judgment or reprobation from peers or managers. It also claimed that despite Grant's assurance that during the presentation that Ubisoft intends to really dig in to understand feedback from minority and underrepresented voices, the staff survey only collected age and binary gender data. Quote, we're tired of having to repeatedly explain these seemingly obvious points to a management team who are either accidentally ignorant or simply don't want to listen, the statement concludes. We push on because we care about our work. We care about the people we work with, the games we make, and we desperately want to repair this company. Our goal is a fairer, better Ubisoft. The group also reiterated the 4 key demands it had made previously, insisting they remain unchanged, which you can see in the tweet there. Stop promoting and moving known offenders from studio to studio, team to team with no repercussions. The cycle needs to end. 2, we want a collective seat at the table to have a meaningful say in how Ubisoft as a company moves forward from here. 3, cross-industry collaboration to agree on a set of ground rules and processes that all studios can use to handle these offences in the future. And 4, this collaboration must heavily involve employees in non-management positions and union representatives. Ubisoft told VGC last July that it had carefully read the open letter and was taking issues raised criticized very seriously. And while it claimed to have made significant and meaningful changes designed to improve working conditions in response to past events, it acknowledges that there was still more work to be done. We'll put a pin in that there. I do feel that when we jump back into the Ubisoft comments, we've seen and read it all before. You can guarantee there will be comments about, we understand, things haven't been perfect, we are working hard, we are going to put practices in place to become more inclusive, to hear more voices, to get more diversity among the people that are making decisions rather than the people that are just having the decisions laid upon them. It's the same sort of stuff we hear all the time. It's PR rhetoric, which is meaningful, but it's also easy to say without backing it up. And we've had 200 days and seen that it has been easily said and not backed up so far, according to this article. So, is this surprising? Sadly not. This is the company that had massive allegations laid on their doorstep and chose to completely ignore it in their Ubisoft... what are the Ubisoft live streams called? Ubi Connect, is that what it's called? Ubisoft Connect?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So they had a Connect days later and said, look, we want to just focus on the games and the good stuff that's happening here. We don't want to focus on and it's like by not mentioning it, you are making a decision. By mentioning it, you are making a decision. By leaving it out, you are taking a stance, even though you don't want to. Ubisoft Forward, there you go, a nice one, Tito. That's the one. That is the one.
Legend.
So, yeah, by choosing to leave it out the Ubisoft Forward, they made a stance. By choosing to leave it out with the promise of further action, they made a very clear stance that actually, do you know what, we want to do this properly. And 200 days later, and nothing has really happened. And they are already using stats. They are juking the stats. No, juking the stats is slightly different. Juking the stats is where you inflate numbers. What they are doing is misrepresenting numbers by just saying, 70% of people are happy. You're not seeing all of the rest of the data. By picking out the stats that suit your dialogue, you aren't really giving a full, representative, accurate, diverse and inclusive storyline, which is exactly what everyone keeps planning to do. We want to be more diverse and inclusive, but that's not really that. Is it? So yeah, that's an update. Not very good. Shit situation. Ubisoft situation is where it was 200 days later, which is in itself... a bad situation. It was crap to begin with. 200 days on and nothing has changed. Nothing visible has changed apart from sound bites. It's audible change, nothing that's tangible. Nice. Or not, as the case may be. Tell you what is much, much better though. This video that Ben has shared with us in the chat. Ben at Next Gen Base, like me, is a big Lego dude. Tied very, very much to all the content that NGB have been putting out on Horizon Forbidden West. You can see that PlayStation and Lego have partnered together. I have got the video muted, but I'll put it on stream now. Find your path and let the Lego Horizon Forbidden West tall neck guide you through a new world. There you go. 2 minifigure scale. There is now a Horizon Forbidden West tall neck with Aloy minifig. Let's go. That you can purchase if you're into that sort of thing. Coming in May. Nice. Okay, Ben, are you buying this? Yes or no? Give me the details. Yes or no? Sorry, being on a work call. The bastards. Says Tito. I know. That's Tito. That's how Tito feels, by the way, about the Lego set. He's not a big fan. Not a big fan at all. That was the Ubisoft comments, obviously. 70% are happy. Asterisk. That's 70% of the 10 people in the executive space that were asked. Yeah, exactly. It's a non-representative sample giving a non-representative story. Daft. Speaking of daft question. Is Ben getting this? Yes, Ben is getting this. There you go. Nice.
Is he going to bankrupt himself doing it? Of course. Is he asked? Probably not. Just use your 3D printer and make your own. Save yourself some money.
But the Lego has a system. The system. All over that shit. 70 quid for 1,222 pieces. Based on Horizon, I'm all over that shit. Okay, nice. Sold. I expect to see the full time-lapse recap build video on the NGB interwebs, or at least on your own. Nice. Anyway, that is it for our interwebs and our own. We are done. Let me give you a quick recap of the stories that we went through today. Cyberpunk 2077's PS5 version is likely to be launching today. There will be a stream in 1 hour and 34 minutes, which will potentially announce that. Tell you what won't get announced, anything decent from Resident Evil, despite all of the teasers and stuff seeming to be that case. Something big is brewing was the tagline from Joshua Henry at thegamer.com. It wasn't something big, it was just a website update. Awkward. Lost Ark's solution to server issues is to create a whole new region of servers, which is rolling out now. It seems to be working. I dropped into at Tunny on Twitch this morning, a friend of the channel. We streamed with him in the past, not on our channels, but on official esports broadcast channels. Good guy. Anyway, he was playing it without issues this morning, so it seems like it's working for them in some capacities. Not faultless, though, as we did discuss. Then we jumped into the fact that Nathan Drake and Chloe are coming to Fortnite next week. Then we talked about Ubisoft still being a letdown to their employees. They could be better for themselves. And then finally, we had a quick sneak peek at the Horizon Forbidden West Aloy / was it a tall neck? Is that what it's called? Build that you can get for 70 quid coming in May. Nice. Did you see the Jurassic Park they revealed last week? I didn't. I actually saw lots of Jurassic Park news last week and ignored every single bit of it because I thought it was all film trailers. So if you've got the link to that, do feel free to share that. I just don't. I'm not watching any of the Doctor Strange stuff, any of the Jurassic Park stuff, because I watched Spider-Man, even though I had it spoiled for me, and I enjoyed going into that kind of blind and not seeing any of it. So I kind of want to do the same sort of stuff as much as possible. So I've not seen the Jurassic Park stuff. So there we go, link there, nice. Just getting my works back transfer sent to them, sent straight to them now. just keep it all. Just keep it all. So yeah, I will check that out. Feel free to check the link as well. But for now, we are going to disappear. We will be back tomorrow with another episode of The Scoop. Plus, tomorrow we have an evening stream with some PUBG fun times too. But before we consider coming back tomorrow, Mr. Bibb, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for Tuesday's edition of The Scoop.
It feels like a Wednesday. It full on feels like a Wednesday.
Yeah. Woo, still got 3 days left, which obviously means that there's going to be 3 more shows left. So if you want to help shape any of those shows, there is 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on all social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. All the links that you require will be in the chat now or in the description below. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, in a day that I already thought was today, Graham.
I thought you was going to say Wednesday. I was waiting for it.
I did too. I don't know why I blue screened halfway through that. I left it on a really high note, which usually you won't do. It feels like you've just kind of, don't matter about it.
10 a.m.-ish. It'll be Wednesday and it'll be 10 a.m.-ish when we're back with the next episode of The Scoop. That's nice. I got you. I know what you mean. Yeah, let's go. Before we disappear, Enzo says, tell me I'm sexy and Cyberpunk is out now. Well, I can confirm that is an ish. Not that you've been sexy, that's a guarantee, but that's Cyberpunk
100%.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is out ish. New dropping in some ishes, nice. It's kind of out ish. I've got a hair off on my hat somewhere on my face. I can see it, like I can just see it wobbling in front of me. So if you wonder why I'm picking up my face, that's why. Anyway, I've been waiting ages for this PS5 upgrade. Apparently, it's going to be out in the next hour and a half. There's a live stream taking place at 3 p.m. UK time, and that's where it's going to be announced. The rumors suggest it's already pretty much out on Xbox, so it has to be out on PlayStation, right? We will see. For everyone else that has been with us throughout the stream, we appreciate you very, very much. Stick around as we drop in a big old raid on one of our friends. We don't know who it is. We'll throw the end slate up, and then we'll take you on an adventure there. Do stick around for that because you get channel points for going along with the raids. Plus, we get to help someone out with their streaming journey as well, which is nice. Also, Nietzsche says EnzoCast stream is a walloper, which it is a word that Enzo uses within his stream. We were watching him play Fortnite the other week, and he goes, "Get away, you walloper!" And Nietzsche was like, "What's a walloper?" So there you go. If you want to see words like walloper and other things in the bassiest of voices that you've ever seen, then do feel free to click on EnzoCast stream, drop a follow on his name, and you will see more going forward. You won't see much going forward from us, not at least not today, because we are done. We're going to disappear. Stick around for the raid, and we will see you 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow, though. Until then, stay frosted.